this part of the state, and I hate to say it, is a very racist part of the state. We still have those equity issues in our community as it relates to Native and African American people.
52 chapters in Duluth of the KKK since 1903, and it's still in existence today.
And the education system is failing, the economical system, the political system, the social system is failing indigenous peoples and all people of color.
The teacher told my son it was no need for him to study hard and try to get good grades because he'll be nothing more than a janitor. And they kept that teacher on.
In Duluth, the African American population, the unemployment rate is 23.2%. For the American Indian population, that number is 19%. The unemployment rate for the white population in Duluth is between 6 and 7%.
We have to understand history and the continuity of history and how it played a part and how do we get to where we're at today, and even so much as where we're going into the future.
Historical trauma has a bigger effect on us than people may recognize. My grandma, my mom went to boarding school. They didn't learn how to be moms because they were taken away from their mother and put in an institution. They got abused and sexual abuse was rampant and it trickled forward. It just keeps moving forward until we figure out how to deal with that and work on them kinds of trauma.
So what I want people to know is slow it down, know that we're a grieving and healing people, and that we've had this disconnection. And a whole generation was treated very harshly, and we're still recovering from that.
This is the Clayton Jackson McGee Memorial in downtown Duluth. 1920, Elias Clayton, Elmer Jackson, and Isaac McGee were accused of raping a white woman. These innocent African-American young men were summarily taken out of the jail and dragged up 2nd Avenue where they lost their lives. This is a big part of our history, but the larger white community didn't want to talk about it.
What they talk about is collective forgetting. They want to forget the past with the people and all the atrocities and the conditions that are imposed upon the oppression. But what they want to remember then is those falsehoods, such as Leif Erikson, discoverer of North America, and Christopher Columbus, so-called discoverer of the New World.
Give us back what we want. Give us back what we've had. Give us back our waters and our...
This whole downtown area here is owned by Chief Buffalo. This is his land still, and the city had stolen this land, put their federal government building and civic center, all that stuff over there. My envisionment of this was to be able to rename this part Medgichi Ode, which means great heart for the people. This is our entrance to the lake place, this is the sign that's going to be changed to Gichi Ode. It'd feel like more respect from the city by allowing us to do this. All this racism that's been going on around here, we don't want that no more. We want all of us to be together. That's why it's a great heart for the people, not just for the Anishinaabe, not for the Lakota, the tribes around here. It's for the people, everybody.
We've been through so much, but we're still standing. We're here. We've always been here. We're here today, and we will always be here.
When I imagine racial justice here in Duluth,
where we can all raise our children by our standards, our culture, our values.
We would be able to attain employment without judgment based on the color of our skin.
Having more teachers of color that are standing in front of rooms.
Equality across health, politics, nonprofit, all those things that affect everybody.
If the racial justice kicked in and everybody was working together, I believe we'll be in a better place.
You are here at Anishinaabe Ode, partnering with All Nations Indigenous Center. We're starting small, but hopefully be big. Building power, it would be to help educate or to help teach our people how to advocate for themselves. I think that's huge. We, as Native Americans, know how to do that for our people. We have to do the work ourselves. Once we start filling up our cup and doing the work that we need to do to empower the community, the Native community here in Duluth, there's only one place for it to go. It's to overflow out into the rest of the community.
we noticed that African Americans and Native Americans have so much similar But in society, they had us thinking that we was against each other. And it was just the myths that's been put out there from day one to keep us separated.
When we band together like we're good at doing, we can make things happen. I know that for a fact because we do it here all the time. And then push that forward, gain some momentum in that, create policy, create change, give people a chance to breathe and learn about what that means.
We need more training and development within the African American and Native American community, I think, to make this happen, to make this effort as far as really developing infrastructure in our community, but also to say, now we have this network of people available, how do we support those folks in the work that they do?
It will take more of us to just keep pushing at it, keep trying to get people organized to get out here.
If the dominant culture would just back up a little bit and allow us, give us some elbow room to do what we know how to do, instead of trying to keep us where you want us to be. Them days are gone. They gotta be gone. They gotta go. I know the work has to come from us.
Because we know demographics are changing and more people of color are moving to Duluth. We have to, as a community, move quickly from the standpoint of making sure, again, that all people are respected and included in everything that goes on in this community, and we have to get prepared right now.
We can work together, and I believe we're forced to be reckoned with when we do. When you take people in poverty and give them a voice, and they stand together, that's a force. That's a powerful force.